Overwhelmingly voted in November for President Trump. And one of the reasons why they support President Trump is no more foreign wars and United States not being involved in Ukraine, in Middle East. And this was something that was cheered for at rallies. And I know that because I went to more rallies than any member of Congress. And in my speeches, talked about no more funding, no more weapons to Ukraine. And they cheered and cheered and cheered. So I think this is a departure from what we voted for, to see the president announce that he wants to sell American military weapons to NATO, and then NATO give these weapons to Ukraine. And there's some important things to talk about there, Alex. Number one, Ukraine is not a member of NATO. So there's no reason for NATO to be defending Ukraine. Number two, we are one of the largest funders of NATO. And so if NATO is purchasing military weapons from the United States, the American people are paying for it because we are the largest funder of NATO. And, you know, we have so many problems, Alex. My kids are 22, 25, and 27. And the biggest issues plaguing 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, and even 40-year-olds is the fact that housing is unaffordable, rent is unaffordable, insurance is unaffordable, bills are unaffordable. We have a drug crisis and homeless crisis in America, and we have a mental health crisis. And you know, the young people today are looking towards a future that seems hopeless. And if we're moving towards World War III by escalating the war in Ukraine, by providing them offensive, not only defensive, but offensive weapons, I think this is the wrong direction for President Trump. I think it's the wrong direction for America. And the American people showed their support for no more U.S. involvement by their cheers and boos in the rallies. And never forget the rally in South Carolina, Pickens, South Carolina, where Lindsey Graham was literally booed off the rally stage in his own hometown because he has been the leader in the Senate and here in Washington, D.C., dragging America into involvement in Ukraine. And I can't express that loud enough. And so I think this is a major issue to pay attention to, Alex. It's not wrong to say, ask President Trump not to get America involved in this. It's absolutely the right thing to do because he has neocons in his ear daily, day in and day out here in Washington, D.C., urging him to get involved. He's got the European leaders lighting up his phone, urging him to get involved. But, you know, it's unfair that everyday Americans don't get to call the president and ask him not to get involved in this war. And so this is why I'm talking about it. And I myself am urging President Trump directly not to get America involved in this war. And I don't think this will de-escalate. I fully believe that Putin will not back down. That Russia is a nuclear armed nation. Hold on, Congresswoman. We got a 1 minute break. This is so important. I hate to cut you off. We got a hard break. We'll back in 60 seconds. Well, Marджъри Тейлър Grийн is our guest here, and you see the headlines everywhere. Marджъри Тейлър Grийн goes to war with Trump over broken promises. I don't call it going to war. We are his constituents. There's a tug of war with the neocons and globalists trying to get us into these wars, trying to cover up the Epstein, trying to increase spending. They want to act like it's traitorous for constituents to put pressure on members of Congress. That's what we're supposed to do. We love Trump overall. Congresswoman, you were just in the last segment basically going there, but talking about this incredibly dangerous escalation of Trump talking to Zelensky and openly saying we may give heavy weapons to them very soon. Trump's given a 50-day deadline to start bombing Moscow itself with U.S.-directed weapons. The Russians say that will lead to nuclear Armageddon. I agree. Putin won't back down. This is madness. Who is in his ear? Tell us what's happening, and what can we do? Well, and I agree with you, Alex. It's not disloyal to the president to urge him on what America truly cares about. That's not disloyalty. That's the right thing to do. And you're so right. This will not de-escalate. It's going to escalate. And I think everyone just needs to realize that you voted for President Trump. You voted for Republicans to have the majority. And you're the people, you're the power, and your voice matters. So please speak up, and this is a very important time to do so.
You were just telling me that you had a brain disease.